Okay? To get rid of this, we're going to multiply it by its conjugate. That's exactly the same thing. Root 5, root 3, we're just going to swap the sign. This is negative, so I put a plus here. Okay? That's what you do to make this denominator rationalized. I can't just multiply it by the bottom. I have to multiply on the top as well. Because remember, we're not changing this. What is this divided by itself? Don't write that. It's 1. I didn't change the question. I'm multiplying it by 1. But this is a trick. I'm telling you that's what you do. Okay? Now, what do I have on the top? Remember, if it's helpful, put brackets there. I strongly recommend you do. Otherwise, you might just multiply these two. Okay? Not everything in the brackets by that. But you know what? Let's not do that yet. And I'll show you why in a sec. Okay, let's just write that down. On the bottom, I'm going to write out the whole thing. Okay, some of you guys see what this is simplified already, but for the first one, how do I multiply a binomial by a binomial? FOIL. Again, everything in this brackets has to be multiplied by everything in this brackets. You're not going to get 2 terms, you're going to get 4 terms. We do this, we call it FOILing, right? So let me remove those. First, root 5 times root 5. I'm going to write the whole thing out, okay? Outside, plus root 5 times root 3. Okay? Inside, I want these in the same order. So you could go root 3, root 5, but because this is root 5, root 3, I'm going to go minus root 5, root 3. Okay? Everyone okay with that? Well, if you read left to right, you're going to say inside is root 3 times root 5. But isn't that the same as root 5 times root 3? I just want to visualize. I want that to look the same as this one. So I just rearranged that, okay? I could do that. I'm just going to write out exactly what I'm multiplying, okay? I'll show you why in a sec. We don't even need to do that. Okay, last is minus root 3 times root 3. Okay, that's just FOILing. I didn't do anything else. I didn't simplify along the way. All I did was multiply FOIL. Okay? How many terms do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I should, right? Because 2 times 2 is 4. That's FOILing. Okay. What is root 5 times root 5? It's root 5 squared, if you like, which is 5, because this kind of cancels that out. Or if you like to go root 25, well, we're all going to get the same thing. Okay? It's 5. We okay with that? Okay, on the top I have 2 root 5 plus root 3. Okay? I know that's 2 root 5 plus 2 root 3, but let's just leave it like that. This is 5. Now, have a look here. Someone said, I want to make that root 15. Okay. I have plus root 15 minus root 15. Yeah, so why bother? This is plus 5 root 3 minus 5 root 3. And if we all did our homework a few days ago when we multiplied by its conjugate, you will see it's always going to cancel out. Kind of like a difference of squares, right? Plus, minus, the middle terms cancel out. What is root 3 times root 3? Will? Okay, are we okay with this now? Can I stop writing this out each time? All right. 2, bracket, root 5 times root 3. Why didn't I multiply that 2 in there? That's why. What else can I cancel out or simplify here? What's 2 divided by 2? Yeah, okay. So this is root 5 plus root 3. Can I collect those? Loyal? No. Those are unlike radicals. They're unlike terms. You can't add them together. That's like trying to add x and x squared. You can't do anything with those. This is fully simplified. Okay? Did the denominator get rationalized? Yeah, what's the denominator now? It's just 1, isn't it? Okay, that's definitely rational. Okay? Let me do this weird one with x's. This is the biology part. What do I do to get rid of that root in the bottom? How do I simplify this? I'm going to multiply it by the conjugate. Okay? What's conjugate? It's the same thing, but change the sign. Okay? But I can't just do that. I have to put one on the top too. Because now I didn't change the question. Okay? On the top, 1 times that, well, it's just that. On the bottom, 1 times 1 is 1. Can I skip this? Is this okay? What is outside 1 times root x is root x. Inside 1 times negative root x is minus root x. What's root x? Take away root x. What happens when we multiply by a conjugate? The middle terms? Reese? They disappear. Cancel out is another word. They're gone. Okay? I better write that. Plus root x minus root x. Okay? My last is minus. What is root x squared? Root x times root x. I'll write it, okay? That's x, but let's just write that down. Okay, can I simplify the top at all? Can I add a 1 and a root x? Nope. Okay, the bottom, 1. I don't have any other numbers here. Now, plus something minus something. I don't care what the something is. You have something, someone takes your something is gone. Is that helpful or confusing? Probably the latter. Okay? I got plus apple, I eat plus apple, take away apple, no apple, it's gone. All right? Minus, what's root x squared? Can I do anything with that? No. Okay? Is this question any different? Okay, I want to give you guys at least half an hour to work, so I'm not going to do this, but it's saying the same thing. If I rationalize the denominator, it's going to be a whole number, okay? How do I do that? What am I going to multiply this thing by? Just tell me that. I'm not going to do it, but what do I multiply it by? The conjugate. That's all the same. This is a minus. That's a plus, okay? Top and bottom. This is going to be a little bit of work because I got foiling on the top and foiling on the bottom. But I want to get to the more important question. This guy. And that's the last one, okay? So if you've done physics already, you're kind of used to rearranging formulas and into a variable, right? But, you know, most of us don't like to do that. We like to just plug in the numbers first. What does this say? This is the formula for the area of a trapezoid. Okay, what's a trapezoid? It's like one of these. Okay? Where A and B are the lengths of the parallel sides, and h is the shortest distance between the sides. That's the height. Kind of like a triangle, but not quite. Okay, just go with it. The area is 1/2 times the height, bracket a plus b. All right? So h is the shortest distance. If the area is 20, okay, we're telling you what the area is. What do we got to solve for? The parallel sides are, okay, I know A, I know B. Determine the value of the distance between the parallel sides. What are we trying to solve this for? H is the distance between the parallel sides. They didn't put it down here. That's what we're trying to find, okay? So most of you will probably do this. The area is 20, okay? Is 1/2 H. That's what I'm trying to solve for. A and B, I know those. Doesn't matter what order these are in. Okay? But in physics, I told kids, you know, the big kid way is actually to take the formula first and solve that for the variable you're trying to find. How do I solve that thing for h? I have to solve it for h. I want to get rid of 1/2. I want to get rid of a plus b. Okay? How do I do that? Well, it's not 1/2 plus. It's 1/2 times. You always do the opposite operation, okay? Which is, if that's a times 1/2, I want to divide by 1/2, but with fractions, whatever you do to one side, do to the other side. That's not really, that can be confusing. So here's another way. How can I get rid of this 2? It says divided by 2. What's the opposite of divide by 2? Let's multiply both sides by 2. Because 2 divided by 2, it's gone. Okay? So I have 2a, by the way, a divided by 1/2, that's also 2a, right? You get the same thing. Is h times a plus b. All I have to do is get rid of that bracket a plus b. H times a plus b. What's the opposite of times a plus b? Divide a plus b. And I solved it for h. It's 2a over a plus b, okay? Do I know what a is? Yes, it's 20. Do I know what a plus b is? Yes, root 6 plus root 5. Okay? That's what the height is. That's what h is. They don't even call it height. They say the shortest distance between the parallel sides. That's the height. Okay, so answer with a rational denominator. Oh, so now that's why it's related to this lesson. Okay, I'm not done. I know 2 times 20 is 40 over root 6 plus root 5, but like we said before, that's not simplified. I got to simplify this. How do I simplify this? By multiplying the bottom by its what? Conjugate. That's root 6 minus root 5, top and bottom. Okay? Put the brackets there. They're helpful, otherwise you might make a mistake. Let me move that. Okay, so this one I'll do. On the top, let's not multiply that 40 out yet. Maybe I can cancel some of it, okay? A little trick. Maybe you're going to do less work later on. What is root 6 times root 6? Root 36, which is 6. I got minus some junk plus some junk. How much junk do I have? No more junk. My junk cancels out. Lewis. Okay. Last is minus plus times a minus. Root 5 times root 5 is Thank you. Okay? 40 times that over 6 minus 5. Do I have to write the 1? No. Is the denominator rationalized? Yes. Don't even bother multiplying it out. That's 40 root 6 minus 40 root 5, whatever. That's just as nice as what I just said, okay?